forward to the weekend. By Friday, everybody's excited, everybody is happy, and you hear things like, thank God it's Friday, and some people say, Friday. The reason is simple. People are looking forward to the weekend to relax, unwind, and get a breather so that they can look forward to a new week. But the weekend comes, and then you get into the grind of things. You get so busy, and by Sunday evening, you're telling yourself, God, it's already Monday. You're hating Monday. Why? It's not Monday's fault. You didn't take your time to relax. My name is Patience Eloi Abba. I am not alone. I am with this beautiful, gorgeous sister of mine, Thelma.
Always nice to be with you, Patience. A fantastic duo, a great team, and together we expect that you guys will stay glued to Weekend Deal. It promises to be entertaining, informative, enlightening.
Like I said earlier, we are taking a look at the transportation industry. This business is coming up now, but it is not business as usual. The transport business, will it remain like before, or we are going to be seeing a lot of changes? Let me give you a hint. Our special guest is in the house. You're not meeting him now, but we're excited. He came early and on time, a very disciplined Nigerian. I'm excited. But before we introduce him, let's take a look at our backgrounder that will open us to the discussion of today. Let's learn together.
Whether we like it or not, there's certainly going to be a new normal, and a lot of things will change as regards the way we work and carry out business activities across the world. One sector greatly affected by the pandemic is the transportation sector.
This disease really affects our business. More than 3 months ago, we are not doing anything because everybody is fear this problem, this COVID-19. Then secondly, the federal government put embargo. We should not go anywhere, we should not carry passengers. We obey the law.
I was talking with somebody, I asked, and the next thing he told me, I called somebody on the phone, and he told me he was in Lagos. I was shocked. I was like, how did you get to Lagos? First, I know he doesn't have a car, and he said there are transport. That was how many weeks ago? About 3 weeks ago. So I said it's transport. So I was shocked. I said, but these things are there. So, you see, one thing is for you to make laws or whatever. The other thing is for you to enforce them.
According to research, about 50% of all trips in Lagos are made by public transport. For instance, BRT, Lagbus, semi-formal minibuses, federal mass transit transport, and the list goes on. While in Abuja, about 55% of trips are by public transport and shared taxi. What has been the compliance level to the precautionary measures issued by the government?
Some people they are obeying, some people they are not doing it. That is true matter there. Some people you can see, like I assume I was coming. We enter 2 for back, 1 for front. But we are seeing some people on the road, pick and drop, pick and drop. You can see there 3, 4. But some people they are wearing masks. Some people they are not wearing.
On my way here now, my way driving here right now, we saw a coaster bus that was driving beside me. It was filled up. It was a passenger bus. The only thing I can notice there, I noticed 2 people from inside the coaster bus wearing face masks. One of them was even putting it just below. It was only one. The coaster bus was filled up.
Though COVID-19 pandemic has negatively dislocated and shut down the transportation sector, how are they preparing for the easing of the lockdown?
If you talk in terms of ticketing, for example, if you go to the Abuja Idu railway station, for instance, you see crowds of people gathering, trying to get tickets. So the railway corporation will think about that, what to do about that, how people will not come gather in the process of trying to get a ticket, maybe probably getting it online. You are in your house, you can get your ticket. So all you need to do is just walk to the train, go to the train station at your time and get into the train.
If you enter through my gate now, you can see almost about 2 places. We put sanitizer, washing hands.
The importance of the sector as the gateway to the economy of nations cannot be overemphasized because transportation is an essential service needed all over the world to move passengers, goods and services with security of life and property as its fundamental objective. Transportation and mobility are important for sustainable growth to achieve a better economy while putting health and the environment into consideration.
The arrangement that we are making here, just our vehicle should carry 5 passengers. The Dixiana and the Sharon, they will carry 5 passengers. The small car will carry 3 passengers. If we are going to Kaduna or anywhere that we are going to carry 5 passengers, at least pending how this COVID-19 will be.
Even if you have to travel, if it's necessary that you must travel, make sure you get into a vehicle that is COVID-19 compliance.
Our focus on Weekendy today will be on the new normal in the transportation sector and how prepared they are for the easing of the lockdown.
Phrase that everyone is using now very easily. It wasn't always this way, but we being Nigerians, the indomitable people that we say we are, how are we managing COVID-19 when we commute in public transportation to the extent that we maintain social and physical distancing and do the best we can to keep ourselves safe? This feature is coming from Lagos.
Majority of Lagosians commute every day through the bus rapid transport, popularly known as BRT. The yellow minibuses, popularly known as Danfo, and a fraction patronize the ferries on the waterways of Lagos.
The transport situation is very tough these days. Passengers, they are feeling very, very hard to enter motor. Because you do carry 2 instead of carry 4 before. So the burden is heavily on passenger. Every time there is rain like this, like today now, nowhere to pass. My 2 really everywhere is jam-packed, no way.
But the transportation is too high this time around. They could have reduced the transport, but nobody wants to reduce the transport. And some they are even carry complete seat, but they don't want to reduce the price.
Transporters, they are creating a lot of problems in the sense that the transportation fare is too high. Despite though the number of passengers they should carry has been reduced, but despite that, that should not negate the fact that they should be merciful onto the citizenry.
Given the reduction in the number of passengers a vehicle or boat is allowed to convey in compliance with the state's executive order, which stipulates 60% of total capacity, residents in Lagos say commuters bear the brunt. Emmanuel Ojo and Akinwale Olanirun, amongst others, narrated their ordeal on the astronomical rise in the cost of transportation every day and how it has affected their living standard.
This Mushin bus we do enter before is 200 naira before, but now that because of COVID and social distancing, it's the customer that bear the brunt. So we are now paying 300 naira for fare instead of 200 naira.
From my side to this very place, I spent 1,200 naira. Going back, 1,200 naira at Shibiri. Thereby, I normally spend 350. Come, 350 go, 700 naira. Now it's 2,400 naira every present day. The government transport even higher, more than the private transport, and they are not reducing their own price. How can they force individuals to reduce their own prices?
Nobody is listening to the masses concerning the hike in the transportation fare, but the drivers, the conductors, they normally tell the passengers that, okay, this thing is 2.2. That is the reason why there's a kind of hike.
Although the level of compliance as regards 60% capacity is relatively high in some areas, it is also a common sight at some motor parks where passengers and transport operators throw caution to the wind.
We have put together a monitoring team, and that monitoring team consists of the police, it consists of LASMA, it consists of the Environmental Safety Corps, as well as the Neighborhood Watch Corps. So the combination of people working as a task force team to ensure that people practice social distancing. If I want to get a bus and the bus is already 60% full, the onus is on me to wait for the next bus. But if you insist that you want to get on that bus, then you're taking a risk.
Having identified overpopulation and lack of adequate transport facilities as some challenges militating against maintaining physical distancing, the government says it has mapped out plans to improve the transportation system in Lagos to cater for the teeming population.
The way out is to develop multimodal public transport system, which is why the rail is very important to us. And that's why we're focusing on the blue line, we're focusing on the red line, we have advertised green line. We simply have to build our rail network and then the LT network. Otherwise, congestion is going nowhere. We can't build ourselves out of congestion. Lagos is small and we're densely populated. So, and that's why we're focusing on public transport. We need to reactivate our water transport and then connect them. So once we're able to develop that public transport and make it attractive, car becomes secondary, and that's the only solution to developing and then moving Lagos forward.
As we begin to internalize the new normal, the onus is on individuals, especially commuters and transport operators, to cooperate with government by complying with the various measures put in place to curb the spread and flattening the curve of COVID-19. Be safe, act responsibly.
Indeed, we're safe and act responsibly. Like I said in the beginning, COVID-19 is real. People are complaining about the cost. But the cost is nothing if you're not alive or if you're sick. So health first and safety first. Yes, it's time for us to meet our special guest, and he is the Honorable Minister for Transport, Honorable Rotimi Amaechi. Sir, you're welcome to the Weekend Day Studios.
Thank you very much. Guess why I was laughing?
Why are you laughing, sir?
Most Nigerians call me Rotimi Amaechi. My name is Chibike Rotimi Amaechi. Don't forget that.
Okay, Chibike is supposed to be the first name.
Rotimi is the middle name.
Okay, middle name. Okay.
For most Nigerians, just like you did now, introduce me as Rotimi Amaechi.
Okay, so forgive me, Honorable Minister.
No, I'm not angry. I just wanted to just smile about it. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. So, sir, let's get straight to our charts. What is going to be the new normal in the transport industry?
Difficult question for me to answer. When they say you're an analog, to move from analog to digitalization, it's not an easy thing. I've paneled. First, the Honorable Minister of State has already come up with a framework for land transportation, which she intends to pass to NCDC and the Presidential Committee for approval. When it's approved, then we'll send it downwards to the states to comply with. But the responsibility of the Ministry of Transport is to make policies as it pertains to land transportation. The new normal in the railway for now, I suspect, when I say I suspect, because they've also not reported back, the committee looking at it, will be, first, you can't walk into any of the stations without washing your hands, without the evidence of having your own private sanitizer, and then you can't walk in without a mask. You must wear a mask. There are no two ways about it. The reason for it is that even if we don't carry 80 passengers per coach, let's even say between 40. When you convey 40 passengers per coach, the normal is 80 passengers per coach. Okay. Some coaches are 83, some 88 sitting. Now, if you carry 80 or 88 passengers, or even 40, one person who is positive will do damage to the remaining 79. And that means that the number will spike in such a way that our health facilities cannot manage. So, aircrafts, railways are the most dangerous form of transportation that we have to manage properly. We're not in a hurry to open. Luckily, the federal government has also not instructed that the borders be open. They've also not directed us to open the railway transportation. But we believe that when that directive comes from the president through the presidential committee on COVID, then you will not step in if you've not washed your hands. Even if you don't want to wash your hands, at least you will, in our presence, apply the sanitizer in your hands. And then you will wear your mask before you get in. And that mask will not be removed. So we'll have people who are going to monitor each coach to make sure that everybody is complying with it. If you're not complying with it, we'll stop and throw you out. There are no two ways about that.
That's true. It's life, it's health. There's been much talk about land property in Lagos that has not been utilized. Railway property in Lagos that has not been utilized. Where are we with that?
Well, I don't think you will say they'll not be utilized. There are already structures on those lands. Don't forget that they were in existence when we were running the narrow gauge. But what we're doing now is that we're talking with a Chinese company who wants to invest about $2 billion to rebuild the entire Butemeta land into a city. Into a city, full city inside Lagos. So you have water, light, road, good road with flyovers that will take you to Ikoyi, that will take you to the airport and all that. We're still negotiating that, but we've gotten an approval from the president, but we'll have to negotiate it. There are two forms of negotiation going on. There's negotiation between them and the NRC, and as a term to that negotiation will be the fact that Nigerians must be allowed to invest in that. We won't allow you to make that investment without the presence of some Nigerians. Who they are, I don't know.
Okay. So, what about our old rail lines? Any hope of reviving them or bringing them back for use? And they're all over Nigeria. Don't you think you spend less reviving what is already on ground?
Well, like you said, the narrow gauge from Port Harcourt to Maiduguri will be revived.
Okay.
There are existing contracts that were awarded by the former government under President Goodluck Jonathan that were not executed. In fact, the record I have is that 9 billion naira was paid to one of the contractors called Lingo. Has he executed the contract? The answer is no. I don't have the details. What I have is that he's owing the ministry he's owing federal government some amount of money. So he has to reform the money. They also have to quit the site. If I thought they're present, I doubt that they're present because I've visited there several times. I don't see the presence of any contractor. As soon as possible, once we're able to reconcile all these differences and recover, we may not wait to recover our money, but we will then award a new contract to rehabilitate the entire narrow gauge from Port Harcourt to Maiduguri. I don't know what cost, because we sent the documents to PPP, but I don't know what cost that it will come to at the end of the day, but certainly not more than 3.3 to 3.5, or even less than $3 billion, depending on what PPP comes up with. They've not come back to us about the cost. But the most important thing is that we rehabilitate it. Pending when we get money, we'll then construct standard gauge when we get money to construct standard gauge. And we are also making efforts to recover money from those who were paid by the federal government. I think the Lingo, there was a report in the newspapers about the Lingo having been paid about $300 million. I'm looking at all the details. I've set up a committee to negotiate with those who actually had the contract and how to exit their exit plan. I hear that the Lingo has asked to be paid 9 billion naira. And we will not pay the 9 billion naira because in our own report, there's evidence that he's owing the government about 1.something billion naira.
Let's talk about the Lagos-Ibadan railway. Where are we with that?
We're nearing completion before the COVID.
Okay.
In fact, our target was May. So by now we are starting running Lagos to Ibadan. But unfortunately, take the Butemeta station. The Butemeta station needed about 1,000 workers.
1,000 workers?
To complete it. Now we are doing 10 workers.
10 workers per hour?
No, not per hour. 10 workers per day.
Per day? Why? Okay, because of the situation.
Because of the
micro-management.
Yes, if you must work. If not, you just have to keep quiet and get out of sight. So for a day, you need 1,000 workers. But that 1,000 workers, what we are doing there now is just 10 workers per day.
So
we want to start the Kaduna section of the Lagos Kano. we're wondering how to start. We need about 10,000 workers to start. And we're thinking about how to even get 1,000 aside without COVID. Because first you have to run them tests. If you run the test, that's the question the Chinese are asking us. Okay, if you run the test and you're able to select 1,000 workers who are negative, when they close from work, what happens? They go home.
You run the test every day or what?
So where is the money? Our results don't come out every day.
Yeah, exactly. That's a big challenge.
It's a huge challenge.
We're talking about enforcement. You've talked now about two instances where contractors did not carry out jobs that they were paid for. What is being put in place to ensure that we don't have a recurrence of such incidents?
Any punitive measures?
Well, I don't know that Nigerians want to hear what I'm saying, but first, it wasn't awarded by us. The best we can do is to report the matter to EFCC, and I'm sure EFCC is aware of it. You're also aware that the European Union is investigating it because some people claim to be partners, so some of them are from Europe. The best the Minister of Transport can do is to report it, which I think we've done. The next thing we can do is to get them to exit the contract and allow people, qualified contractors, to now do the reconstruction. My worry was that those contracts were awarded to Nigerians who have no experience whatsoever in the construction of railways. I don't just know why that happened. It's like me being awarded a contract of saving lives. I'm not a medical doctor. I have no idea what to do.
But in this case, you're a medical doctor. You just told us some medical things. Just give us. In this case, before the production, you told us some strong medical things here.
Not because I have medical doctors who are friends. And my first son is a medical doctor. So.
Okay. But what about now? You are already good to start awarding contracts now going forward.
Yeah, but from us, if you're not a qualified contractor, you will not. First, it's not even about Ministry of Transport. BPP won't let you in. Secondly, is the fact that cabinet will not let you in. So there are layers of checks.
And there are also the timeline given to your contractor.
To
from
complete.
here to here,
You must
you're
complete.
supposed to have completed this amount of work.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Talking about haulage, we're looking at what are you planning for the rail system to carry our haulage, our big goods, instead of these trailers on the road that are causing a lot of trouble and traumatizing Nigerians? Over the years, Nigerians are traumatized on the road.
You don't engage in haulage. How do you know that over the years?
I've been doing it for a long time, and I know what happened at Apapa.
Yes, it's true.
Okay. No wonder your management was saying they will transfer you back to Lagos.
Did you say that?
But it's important that we make it clear that railways are not built for passengers.
Okay.
They are mostly built for cargoes.
Okay.
So when we complete Lagos to Kano, we'll be lifting about nearly 30 million tons of cargo per day.
Oh, that's good.
Per year. Now, 30 million tons of cargo per year, the picture is that nearly all the cargoes will be put on the road. Currently, we're doing 200,000 per year, which is very, very poor. And so if you have 30 million tons of cargo, and you're doing only 200,000 tons per year, it means that 29.8 million tons of cargo in a year are transported by road. That's why our roads don't last for too long. Now, when we complete Lagos to Kano, it means that we'll transfer those cargoes, at least majority of it, about 50 to 60 to 70% of those cargoes will be transferred to railways. And I think if I'm saying the Minister for Transport, when we complete the Lagos to Kano, I'll get the cabinet or I'll get the president to approve that some categories of cargo cannot go on the road.
That will make a lot of difference.
Since we have, and it's cheaper to transport by railways. It's also important to know that you can arrive your place on time.
On time. You cut down the travel hours. Yes.
You cut off costs. You cut off time. You save energy. All that. That's what we plan to do.
Okay.
Let's hope it works out.
Everything will work well and work for good. I remember the trip I made from Abuja to Kaduna via the train. Oh my gosh.
You didn't like it?
Fantastic.
I've never been on it.
Fantastic. And I was encouraging everybody I knew
to. Your husband to take you to Kaduna for.
Okay. He will. You're watching Weekend Deal. You know our program is interactive, so we're expecting your comments as we talk and engage and learn from and with the Honorable Minister for Transport, Chibuike Rotimi Amechi. For now, let's make a brief stop in Kano. There's more to talk there about COVID-19, staying safe and transporting as well.
Among the fundamental human rights to be enjoyed is the right to free movement and interaction. As social beings, humans gain a lot in interacting with one another. Alas, common ties and bonds bind people together to promote love within them. Today, the right to interact is in some way interrupted, but in the interest of people's health. The fear of possible dangers of COVID-19 forces individuals, agencies, and governments to adjust.
Anybody riding your tricycle must wear the face mask, which gradually people, as you know, anything that comes new, even I myself that I'm wearing this thing is worrying me, that I know the importance of wearing it. Not to talk of a common man on the street who will feel like he's starving. So gradually people are coming to understand the importance of using the face mask.
One area of adjustment believed to work a lot is maintaining physical distancing, since the virus is contagious.
For the tricycle, you are only eligible to take 2 passengers. Whereas before you see tricycle take 5 passengers, 4 at the back, sometimes overload. 2 by this side, 2 by this side, you so crazy.
In the transport sector, work needs to be done because irrespective of commuters' interest to maintain physical distancing, the driver will board the usual number for better pay.
I feel I'm assisting the commuters because most drivers do not have pass, but I have. I'm not doing it just to get money, but to assist.
Moving on the township streets, only few passengers seen complying, while many others, for combination of reasons, do not comply.
I am aware of all the rules, although I have forgotten my face mask at home. I also comply and carry the required number of passengers.
I am aware of the rules and I comply. As you can see, even now, I am carrying only 1 passenger to take him to the office.
People, you have to take it gradual with them. The level of compliance is at least, if I can say 30%, something around that. It's not something remarkable, honestly, but we are coming up. For a vehicle that has 10 seats, it's now 6, including the passenger, the driver. So that's what we are trying to regulate.
So, I mean, a lot of people are now talking about enforcement. We know that there's a new protocol in land transport. They say 1 person in front, 2 at the back. But people are flaunting this. What is being done to ensure total compliance and also interborder transport? People are moving.
No, you see, land transportation does not fall in terms of enforcement. It does not fall within the purview of the Federal Ministry of Transportation.
Okay.
That is the responsibility of the state government. So we can hardly do anything. The best you can do is put policies on ground, pass it on to the state government. There are responsibilities to enforce those policies. But I think you don't need the federal government or the state government to enforce. You need to be alive. The first thing is to let everybody know that this is real. COVID is real. People are dying and dropping dead. My friends in Port Harcourt have been dying. At least 1, my friends.
Friends?
Yes, they've been dying. It's been shocking. That's why I was surprised I accepted this interview because I hardly want to leave my house. It's frightening. It's such that you don't have to wait for a third party to tell you what to do. Because you don't know, you can be asymptomatic. You don't know what the next man is carrying. So the mask, if we all wear masks, it will protect you. That's mine.
Yeah.
That's mine.
You indeed came in wearing it. You came in wearing it.
Plus my sanitizer. But I don't infect others, and others will also infect me. So, but where we will enforce it, that falls within the purview of the responsibility to enforce, in the railways, you will not enter into any coach without complying with our regulations. We will not allow you in. We will not even move that train unless you comply.
No one who wants to be disobedient has a right to make others vulnerable. They want to put their lives or their health at risk. We have a few messages here. Powers didn't tell us where it's reaching us from, but it says, greetings to my boss, Minister of Transportation. Say well done, sir. So he likes the work you've done so far, and he hopes you can continue with the pace after COVID. And it says we should not be afraid of COVID-19.
I'm not afraid.
Safe here.
I'm not afraid. I'm scared.
You're taking precautions. Oh, he's not afraid. He's scared. I mean, okay. Also from Oyo State, Abiola Balogun is saying that the hike in transport fares is impacting Nigerians, but it is still critical that we must maintain physical and social distance when commuting, as well as wearing a mask, whether you're in a bus or whether you're in a cab. Okay, let me just take this last one from Edo State. Okay, from Kwara State, Rashid from Kwara says the transportation sector may not succeed. I think like the plans you are rolling out, but will not succeed to the extent that you have aspirations and hopes for if our roads, the maintenance of our roads are not sustained. Okay.
The federal government, and the usual accusation against us is that we're trying to defend the federal government. We just didn't make money in our coffers. It was just not there to build all the roads. Majority of the roads in Nigeria were built under Gowon's regime. And most of them have not been maintained. So you can see that the federal government, especially the Minister for Works, Babakinde Fashola, is battling to get literally every community, literally every state is working to get us to fix, not even to construct new roads, at least fix the old ones so that we can at least meet each other in different states. And he's doing that. I'm sure there are a lot of roads that we're working on in Kwara. But the key for people coming from Lagos to Kwara is that once we fix the Lagos to Kano, then you don't need to go by road. All you need to do is enter the train somewhere in Lagos or somewhere in Ibadan, and you're appearing in Ilorin in the next 1 or 2 hours.
Okay. Which is good. And then let me take away a bit from COVID-19. The Abuja-Lagos route is very hugely popular. Like Tama told us, she went on it and she had a nice time. But when it comes to Abuja Kaduna, sorry, it's train, especially as it concerns the crime on the road. Everybody now wants to go by the train, and then tickets became an issue. I have a lot of friends who started saying that not true, seriously. A lot of friends says that they go there, they don't see tickets, and then some people are touting. What are you doing to make sure that doesn't happen?
We'll sort that out. I can tell you that for free. Now, the first thing is that, and I would like Nigerians to listen to this. When we finish the construction and put the coaches on the train, our studies indicated that 300 passengers will use the train per day. So we bought coaches for 300 passengers per day. When the crime rate increased, the number of passengers increased to 4,000 passengers per day, sometimes 4,500. You can't wear the trouser your father bought for you when you were 17 and 40. You can't. It won't be yourself anymore. It won't fit. So what we've done, and it's because of COVID, we now increased the coaches. We took about 2 or 3 from Itamewari. We took 2 from Lagos, and we added to Kaduna Abuja. Still did not solve the problem. We brought about 10 now, which we are ready to launch as, I don't know whether to say as soon as COVID is over, because COVID may actually not be over. We may actually live with us.
You can launch online.
Exactly. So when we start, I won't say when COVID is over, when we start running Abuja Kaduna train again, we'll get the president to commission either by, by virtual means. Yes. So our passengers can begin to use it. And there are DMUs, wonderful dynamic trains. And then we can convey up to 4,000. If we don't make the 4,000 passengers per day sitting, we can make close to 3,000 passengers per day sitting. So we can have about 1,000 plus just standing.
Okay, let's talk about the Transport University in Katsina.
When is that going to start? And what is it?
No, I'm laughing. I just would say everybody using COVID as an excuse. If you are in Lagos and your husband is in Kaduna and he calls you on the phone, your wife calls you on the phone and say, we need money at home. You say, I will have sent you money for COVID. But the truth is that we had started moving the equipment to Daura for construction when COVID break out. Everybody ran away. That's the point. We must have, see, what I tell the contractors is that, listen, are you saying that if COVID lasts for 10 years, we will not construct for 10 years? We must go to find
ways of
what you now call the new normal.
The new normal.
For now, the knowledge we have is that not a large number of persons can do these jobs.
Okay. So what with the Transport University, at the end of the day, what are you trying to achieve with the Transport University?
And that's what I want to claim as my own achievement. I don't want to claim trains and rail tracks and all that. I want to claim the fact that I sat and thought about the fact that how do we transfer this technology? The Chinese come here, dump the technology, dump the tracks and leave. We can't even construct tracks. So what that Transport University is expected to do is to train Nigerians on the construction, building of not just tracks, civil engineering for buildings, electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, to ensure that by the time the Chinese are leaving, we're able to even construct rail tracks. So that's what it's supposed to do, is to transfer knowledge and get our people trained. Now we have about 150 persons in China who are being trained in these courses for first degree. When they come back, they have to go and teach in their university.
The most impact Nigeria and our own growth and development. Oyedikachi Dioka is asking about the railway line from Komkom Railway in South. It says that in order? Komkom, K-O-M.
I'm thinking whether is it in Cross River or Akwa Ibom, but there's a place called Komkom. I don't know about that. All I know is that for now, what we tend to do is a rail line from Bonny to Port Harcourt, and from Port Harcourt to Maiduguri, then from Port Harcourt to Owerri.
So what is Benue in all this? Nobody's asking about Benue. That was next. Idoko just sent us word from Benue. So what is going to happen in Benue State? Are we being neglected? She just contacted her.
No, she's not from Benue. When you hear Port Harcourt to Maiduguri, let me help you.
Okay, please tell me.
Port Harcourt to Maiduguri is Port Harcourt to Aba, Aba to Umuahia, Umuahia to Enugu, Enugu to Makurdi.
Finally, I feel good. Doris from Port Harcourt says, great to watch you live, Honorable Minister. Kudos to you for the great work you're doing. I like the way you're smiling. That's an answering question. You have been not sincere. You have been not seriously. Okay, somebody, my producer wants to know about the railway compound in Lagos. It's such a big project.
But it's very here.
Yeah, you stopped it. Yes, he missed it. So he was.
I said the president has granted us approval to sell. But we thought that the way to go about it is not to just divide the place and sell to individuals. So we were in a conversation with the Chinese firm, which is actually the contractor to the rail line, CCCC. First, develop part of it for purpose of rail activities. Then the remainder, what you do with the remainder is, what they're going to do with it is to turn it into a city in Lagos. So there will be residential quarters, commercial quarters, when you say commercial, but offices and all that, including light industries. And then they will construct roads, there'll be water and all that. And then people can buy and own and live there. That's what we intend to do. We have huge compounds in Enugu, in Kaduna, in Kano. We're looking at what's best for the rail services and what is best for the country. I'll explain that later. So I thought
as soon as possible, we hope that will happen. Let me take one last message. I just said they will start pouring in. People like your disposition. It's not often they see men of your ilk, your position come here, they are so relaxed. And they are saying that means you really are doing what you say you are doing.
I've never seen two beautiful women before. That's why I'm relaxed.
Let's take this last message for the Honorable Minister for Transportation. It says, I commend you for a job well done. I like the chat, I like the interview, and it says they know the efforts that your ministry has put in place to make our roads motorable. and therefore impact social, economic growth and let Nigeria rise to greater heights. He says, God bless you, sir.
That's done by.
I'm saying he, but he didn't tell me what this message is. I think he could be a woman for all you know, right?
That was done by Babatunde Fashola. He's responsible for road construction.
Okay.
I'm responsible for sea, maritime, and then railway construction.
Okay, they're mixing up the two. Okay, but we thank you so much for taking the time.
You came on time. I said in my introduction that you came on time. I think that is commendable. Thank you so much, Honorable Minister.
Why do you commend people come on time?
For being prompt.
Yeah, because it's supposed to be, but it's not.
No.
So when you see people doing the right thing, you are happy.
You are encouraging those who don't keep to time.
Okay, so you have encouraged them. Yeah, celebrate and highlight what you do. People will now say,
No.
If you start to come and say, why won't I come on time?
If you say to somebody, here at 7, if he doesn't come at 7, don't take him on.
Thank you very much. And that's what my boss would say.
Exactly.
Wonderful. Yeah. Thank you, Honorable Minister for Transport, Chibuike Rotimi Amechi. It's been a very engaging chat. I'd love to do it again. Yeah. I like your calm disposition. You made us relaxed and we're able to engage, and the messages keep coming in. So in the course of the program, we'll continue to take the messages and make the comments. And we know that Nigerians have learned a lot from this chat. I'm going to your state.
We're going to your state.
Rivers State. Port Harcourt welcomes us, and we have our Honorable Minister there.
Your son is here.
What's happening with you regards transportation and COVID-19?
In Rivers State, the new directive insists on a maximum of 3 passengers per trip for smaller vehicles or taxis, and the maintenance of 2 passengers per seat in the case of commuter buses. The boats at the waterfront are not spared in this regard, as the government prescribed the maintenance of space between the passengers in affected boats. Aside from the social distancing, it is also compulsory for all passengers to wear face masks before boarding any transportation system.
There is hand washing, and after that they give hand sanitizer.
As we came in, we wash our hands, and when we go down to wash our hands,
they are still carrying 4 persons at the back. Even the keke, they are still carrying 3 at the back.
If government could carry 5 for this keke bus, for that 50 naira, how much will we gain for a day?
How many you carry, you will pay for the park, you pay for loading, buy ticket. We'll see that we cannot meet up.
Probably everybody wants to see somebody drop dead before you find out these things. Because I already know that life is better than what they are talking about now.
Despite strict enforcement of these rules, there were reported cases of violations by many motorists, causing the government to introduce the COVID-19 bus system to replace the existing transportation and guarantee the observance of the various rules and prescribed measures.
These buses have 48-seater. There's the one that has 24-seater. But the 48-seater bus will only pick 22 passengers to maintain social distance, while the 24-seater bus will only pick 12 passengers.
Put on their face mask, and they will now sanitize them with their hand sanitizer, and they check them with a thermometer temperature. Anyone that is okay, we board inside the vehicle. Anyone that is not okay, we are outside the vehicle.
The free bus is very nice. So many of us don't have money now. So with this bus now, we can go anywhere we want to go to.
This is a good thing. We applaud the governor for it. But the major thing there is, can it be sustained?
The strict compliance of these rules by the new transport system leaves us with hopes of defeating the pandemic in Rivers State if the observance of social distancing in the transport sector is anything to be relied upon.
It's great to have you watching our program. You've been a part of it. We so thoroughly were engaged by the interaction coming from your end while we had our last guest, the Honorable Minister for Transport. We say keep the messages coming. We'll take as many as we can. For now, we go to Oka. How are they maintaining physical and social distancing even while they commute? They'll tell us.